Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim After 50, where I share all things life after 50 with you. Having just recently turned 50, just recently gotten divorced, and coming to the realization that I really needed to make my health, which includes weight loss, a priority. I'm sharing all of that with you as I have made this pivot in my life to a whole different life than I thought I would be living at this age. And I share all of that with you, usually with lots and lots of travel. So one of the comments that I really get a lot in the comments on my videos is that I am so positive, I have positive energy, and something along those lines. I get that comment quite a bit. So I wanted to share with you all some of the ways I have worked, some of the things I do, let me say it like that, to make sure that I am staying positive and hopeful after a devastating divorce. This journey has not always been easy. And before I share this with you all, I want to make sure I let you know that I do have my moments. I was recording a video for you all a couple days ago and could not even finish the video because I just broke down, child. I just broke down crying, so I couldn't even finish the video. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that video. Hopefully I'll finish it. But I just want you to know every day is not easy. Every moment is not easy, but I have had to be really, really intentional about maintaining my joy and intentional about looking for the good in my life. Everything I'm sharing with you, I want to share with you because I feel like these are all little things that I have done to help create a life that I love living. Having this life and everything that's going on in this life at this time was unexpected. It threw me for a loop, but I love living my life. And so I just want to share these things with you, and I hope that they're helpful for you. If you haven't already, before I get started, please go ahead and subscribe. We just hit 1,000 subscribers and I am so excited, y'all. I cannot stop talking about it, okay? Everybody that calls me, I'm like, yeah, girl, you know we hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm just so excited. So thank you for that if you're part of that number. But if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and make sure that you turn your notifications on and do all the things, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you're going through a tough season, just know, girl, I'm there with you. You are not in a tough season alone, but it is a season. It's not a forever, okay? So hopefully one of these tips, or maybe more than one of them, will be able to be something that will bring you some moments of joy in your own life. All right, so we're going to get started with Bible journaling. It is a longtime hobby of mine. I have Bible journaled for years, and I'm so happy that I had the practice beforehand because that meant that there was somewhere comfortable for me to go. So I just want to share a little bit of it with you. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail because y'all, this video will be 2 hours long if we talk about Bible journaling. So this is my journaling Bible. This is not my study Bible. This is my journaling Bible. So this is when I want to sit and just spend some quiet time with the Lord and soak in his word, meditate in his word. And there are no real rules to Bible journaling. I know that there are people who, well, let me show you first. So sometimes this is what Bible journaling looks like. On this day when I was doing this, I was just color coding the word with my notes. So the notes that I circled in blue are based on the scriptures highlighted in blue. In green, based on the scriptures highlighted in green. So some days it can be something as simple as this. Other days I pull out paints and stickers, and it could be something like this. And all of this is around this one scripture. So this whole page is about, I will praise you, Lord, with all my heart. And so that one scripture is what I did this page for. I'll show you a couple more. Like I said, I don't want to go into too much because this is one of my favorite hobbies, and I will talk to you about it all day, just like I could talk to you about cruising all day. Here is another page Who do you say I am? Here it's based on this scripture. So I use the whole side page with paint and stickers based on that scripture. And here's another one about Moses being in the promised land. Here is another one where I painted the only part of the page not painted is the scripture that this is on. And I do not believe in covering scripture. I shouldn't say I don't believe in it. I just don't do it. In my personal Bible journaling, that's why I'm saying there are no rules, because there are people who don't mind covering scripture in a way that the scripture can't be read anymore, because it's not their study Bible. It is like their artistic journal, scripture journal. I don't like to cover scripture ever, because this Bible won't always be mine. Whether it's one of my daughters or whatever happens with it, there will come a day when I'm not the one reading this Bible, and I want people to be able to read all of scripture. So if I do want to do something like this, I'll put a little flip in it so that you can flip it up and still read that scripture. And yeah, so this is my journaling Bible. It is one of my favorite hobbies. It is something that when I need a little quiet time with the Lord, when I need to get the focus off of myself, get the focus off of what is going on around me, get the focus off of whatever I'm feeling anxious about, whatever I feel like it's just too much for me in that moment. I pull this out. I sit at my desk. I get my paints. I get my stickers. I get my washi tape. I get my highlighter markers. And I find something that I've been studying lately or something that's meaningful for me. Let me see if I can find, hold on, in Proverbs. Yeah, so sometimes, like one day I was just reflecting on my friendships and the friends who have really been a support to me. And there was a scripture in Proverbs about friendships. The heartfelt counsel of a friend is as sweet as perfume and incense. Never abandon a friend, either yours or your father's. When disaster strikes, you won't have to ask your brother for assistance. And so I said a little prayer in here. Lord, I'm thankful for the friendships you have blessed me with. Please bless my friends and our friendships. And then I listed the names of some of my friends who had really been there for me to support me through a hard time. So that is one of my hobbies. That is one of the things that I do that I feel like helps me to stay positive and hopeful and helps me to focus on the joy. And this video is already 11 minutes. So I'm going to have to cut it down because the whole video was supposed to be 10 minutes. But I just love Bible journaling, and it has just done so much for me, and I love sharing it. I love talking about it, and I love encouraging other people, particularly women, to spend time in the Word. I'm gonna stop myself right there. I'm not gonna let myself say another word because that's this whole video. Okay, all right. Okay. Number 2 is I have a page in my notes in my phone, Apple Notes, and it is called God's Little Sprinkles of Love, or God's Extra Sprinkles of Love, or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but it's one of those two. But what it is I just keep a running list of things that happen to me, and I know that it's God sprinkling love on me. Like, it's not a coincidence. It's not something I made happen on my own. It is God showing me love. And I keep it in my phone because I want to have it with me all the time. And so when things happen, like the meeting with Linnell in New Orleans, I put that in there. How meeting her was everything I wanted it to be and more. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, I put that in there. I also put in there when I hit 50 subscribers, 100 subscribers, like all of those milestones, 500 subscribers, all of those are on that list also. When when I was on Virgin Voyages and they upgraded my room. I added that to the list. I'm trying to think of some moments you all have been with me that I put on there. And I had a random conversation with a lady that I met on a cruise ship, and she called me brave. And it was the first time I thought of what I was doing as brave, because someone else had also said something similar to that, like right in that same time period. And this conversation I had with this lady was just so, I knew that it was God, like kind of holding up a mirror in front of me, showing me who he sees me as. And so I added that to it. So I keep that little list in there, and it can be anything from, like, Bianca and I went out to eat one time and the restaurant comped us our whole meal, and they comped us the whole meal and would not let us pay. I added that to it because I know that those little moments are God sprinkling his love on me. And when I'm having a rough moment or a bad day, I have that to go back through and look at. And I could just literally be lonely one night, because I do have nights where I'm lonely, and I'll just pull out my phone and just scroll through and read some of those little sprinkles. And it just reminds me that God is in this with me, and I am not in this by myself, because he's been sprinkling love on me through this whole journey. Number 3, I'm committed to celebrating my ordinary days. We often celebrate the big things, right? I'm going on a cruise, I got a promotion, but I have to live my life every day. So I want to celebrate my ordinary days. So, okay, so this is all this is what I wanted to show you all. Like, in my planner, I sticker and make everything pretty. I sit down and I map out my week. So I love stickering, and I guess Bible journaling and this kind of go together. But I love just celebrating my everyday, celebrating that I got done what I was supposed to get done today. I love going back and looking over my beautiful days, and my days just being beautiful in my calendar with all the stickers, all the notes. So I also do these where I just plan out a few things that I want to do that week to honor me. So on this particular week was a beach day, a pedicure, and a massage for me and the girls. And as you can see, the only one I did that week was the massage for me and my girls, but that is perfectly okay. I set the intention, and I did take that time to honor me that week. Number 4 is I decided to take all of my energy and focus it on creating new things instead of being sad about the former things. And so I don't always do that perfectly either. There are times I get in my feelings and I'm sad, and I go through that. So I don't ever want to, make it seem like I'm not going to come on here and just in my worst moment and just cry with you all, because I don't want to trauma dump on anybody. You know what I mean? But I do have those moments. But I try to be very intentional about my energy and my focus going towards creating new things. So this YouTube channel was one of the new things that I created, and it has given me so much joy and so much excitement, like the growth of the channel, learning new things for the channel, meeting you all. And that's something that I would not have if I had been using that energy on being angry or resentful or blaming or all that kind of stuff. I just could not give my energy to that. As wrong as he was, I could not give my energy to sitting around resenting his wrongness. I had to put my energy on creating new things. So I started this channel. I've started a second business. I've been traveling to new places. I've joined a new gym. So I am just trying to spend as much of my energy on the new and not the old. The 5th thing that I do is something else that I did long before the divorce, but I'm happy it's a practice for me now. So the first thing I say every morning, and I heard Joyce Meyer say this, so I got it from her. I didn't come up with this. But it's been since I started this in 2020. The first thing I say every morning is, God, I thank you for this day. I thank you that something good is going to happen to me and something good is going to happen through me today. That's the first thing I say every single day. At night, I thank God for 3 things that happened that day. And some days it is no problem to come up with 3 things. Like some days things are just coming. because the day has been great and all of my kids are great and healthy and my grandchildren are healthy and my business is doing great and my friends are being wonderful and my mom is healthy. And so some days, like, the list just keeps going. But there are those days where I struggle to come up with 3. And I don't like to just be redundant and say, thank you for my children and thank you for my shelter. And because I do thank God for those things, but I really want to look back at my day and think of 3 things that happened that day, 3 encounters I had, 3 thoughts I had to thank God for that night. But what this has done also is during my day, it makes me be intentional about doing things, calling an old friend, checking on my sister, doing things, spending time with God, so that at the end of the day, I'm able to say, God, thank you for the wonderful conversation I had with my sister today. God, thank you for the amazing conversation I had with my niece today. Thank you for that time to catch up with her. God, thank you for that quiet time I had today with you. It was so special. So it makes me be intentional about how I spend my time, because I need my 3 things at the end of the night. Now, I could always say life, health, and strength, right? I can always say that. And I'm so thankful for that. But I got to be intentional because I need my 3 things every night. So that's number 5 is having a daily gratitude practice. Number 6 is something that I do that may sound weird, but I'm going to share it with you anyway because I think it's good. And so I'm more concerned with sharing good things with you all than caring about whether I say something weird. I have a folder in my phone in the photos, and this folder is just full of notes, messages, comments that people have sent me, including you. Some of you all are in that folder, that affirm who I am and lifted me up, right? So if I have a friend that sends me a Facebook message and they're like, girl, I'm so thankful that you're my friend. You know, I don't know where I'd be without you. You are the true definition, whatever, right? I will screenshot that. If it really meant something to me, I screenshot it and I save it in that folder. If I have a customer or client that tells me how amazing I am to work with, I screenshot that and put it in there. Some of your comments on my videos have meant so much to me that I screenshotted them and put them in there. And I told y'all before, I feel like I deal with imposter syndrome where, like, I'll say, you didn't deserve that. Like, that's just luck that you got that. So something my therapist told me years ago in dealing with anxiety is to put your thoughts on trial. And like when you have your worst fears, you think the whole world's going to fall apart. Put that on trial. What evidence do you have that that's true? If you think that you didn't deserve it, you just got here because you're lucky, what evidence do you have that is true? Or do you have evidence that's the opposite? And so if I ever were to think, for example, that I'm just so bad at YouTube, like my videos suck, I don't know how to do whatever, I don't know how to do all the things that the big YouTubers do, I'm just so horrible at YouTube, I would have notes in my folder that from you all saying, I love your channel. Your channel feels like hanging out with a friend. It brightens my day when I see you dropped a video. Thank you so much for talking about this because I needed to hear this. I will have those notes and I will just go through and I'll be like, hush, because no, I'm not bad at YouTube. The people that I'm supposed to be connecting with are connecting. So I don't want to hear all that foolishness. So that's why I have that folder, because sometimes I have to put my thoughts on trial and be reminded of the impact that I have on the people that God has allowed me to be in contact with. Number 7 is I keep something on my calendar to look forward to. I get excited about all kinds of things. Little things get me excited. I'm a goofball like that. So I like to keep something on my calendar to look forward to. And that could be whether it's a cruise that I have coming up, or whether my friends and I are going to go thrift shopping and out to brunch next weekend. I like to keep something on my calendar that I'm excited about, that I'm looking forward to doing. I just feel like that helps, and it doesn't have to be something that costs a lot of money. It could just be something like a movie night with my girls. I realized a few months ago that there are so many movies that are like necessary for them to see that they have not seen. They have not seen the Sister Act movies. They have not seen A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. They have not seen Boys in the Hood. Like, there are so many movies that they told me that they have not seen, that we're going to do a Black cinema series where they come over and we watch a movie in our Black cinema series once a month, have popcorn, do all the things, do a charcuterie board, whatever, and hang out and watch these movies so I can make sure that I have raised my children right. Because how have you all not seen these movies? So just something as simple as that, just having something on my calendar for me to look forward to helps me. Like, girl, you only got 4 more days until XYZ. So this is the last one, and that is going to be to create the moments that I want. And I know this sounds so simple, but let me give you an example of what I mean first. Like the other day, I was sitting here and I was doing a puzzle. Oh, I had just pulled the puzzle out to do the puzzle. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, I could just see me like having a glass of wine and listening to some jazz music and in some cute comfy pajamas doing this puzzle. And I told y'all I'm kind of a dork, okay? And it would just be so cute and cozy. So I got some new pajamas from Walmart. I got a bottle of wine from Publix, and I did, instead of just sitting there in my clothes doing the puzzle, I created the moment that I wanted to have. Another day recently, I camping chair, went down to the waterfront park. I had ordered a sub from Publix, and I just went down there and had lunch looking out over the water. Like, there are times when I'm on a cruise ship and I just don't really feel like getting up and doing anything. And I'll say, no, get up and go and just sit and watch the water. Because you know you love to do it. You love those moments. And I'll get up and go do it. I am just determined to fill my life up with beautiful moments. And these kind of things, they're not huge vacations, and they do not cost a lot of money, and usually don't cost a lot of time. But I'm just learning that instead of waiting for the moments, to give myself the gift of beautiful moments. And so that's something else that I am doing, and I believe that it's helping me to stay positive and just not get beat down by everything that's happening in life. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope 1 or 2 of these touched you and made you either decide you want to give it a try, or made you think of something that you would like to do just to bring more joy to your own life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please share the video with a friend who you think might need a little bit more positivity, and subscribe for more videos about travel, life after 50, and living a life you love. And I will see y'all on the next video. Hopefully one day at sea, or maybe somewhere else in this big, beautiful world. Bye-bye.